DC Universe is pretty similar to Nokia smartphones. When all the brands went for Android, only Nokia chose Windows. They thought they were standing out of the trend, but in the aftermath they came to know that they were actually getting out of the market. And currently Nokia is still working on their latest project to make a solid comeback on the market. Likewise, Marvel has become a biggest hit in this era, whereas people are still being skeptical about new DC movies. But DC Comics has already made a solid comeback, launching their new product Shazam that contains some major bug fixes, color correction, and genuine humor support. Hey guys, this is Cinephiles Top. I am Sourajit and I am sorry. My name is Sourajit and I am sorry because I am too late to talk about Shazam. But in this video, I will still talk about Shazam. Shazam was previously and originally known as Captain Marvel. Actually, during that time, during late 30s, all the DC comic books were used to be published by National Comic Publication. Comic books of Superman that was introduced by National Comics Publication was a bestseller during that time, like in 1938 or 1939, etc. And on 1939, another publication named Fawcett Publication introduced a new superhero to the DC universe named Captain Marvel. And in the early 40s, this Captain Marvel comics book were getting sold like hotcake, even outselling the comic book of Superman. And at that point, National Comics Publication filed a lawsuit against Fawcett Publications, saying that there are some similarities between Superman's and Captain Marvel's superpowers. And that's how they sued Fawcett Publications. That was the end of the story of Captain Marvel of this universe. They did not have a proper copyright for Captain Marvel name. And Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel trademarked that name. And almost like 30 years later, on 1972, Marvel introduced their new superhero named Captain Marvel with proper copyright. And that's why when they thought of relaunching Captain Marvel in the market, they could not legally use that term Captain Marvel because it was already taken by Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Comics books. Then DC Comics coined a new name, Shazam. Shazam's superpower is actually the assembled form of wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina from Atlas, lightning power of Zeus, courage of Achilles, and speed of Mercury. And the acronym of all these mythical heroes' names collectively is Shazam. Before Aquaman, all the DC movies were more or less filled with darkness. It's DC movies, I guess, that actually explored all the 50 shades of grey. All the characters of DC Universe used to be so grumpy, so serious, like they are always up to some secret mission or they are always cooking up some plans on the back of their mind. And finally DC considered that famous dialogue, "Why so serious?" of this man. Shazam is a very colorful, sweet and witty movie carrying a casual undertone. The storyline is also pretty simple. A teenage boy named Billy Batson, he has no idea who his father is and his mother also left him in his childhood. He is now taken as a foster child in an American family, but he is neither happy with this American family nor he is happy with his life. But somehow, one day he got transported into some surrealistic, magical, mythical place or somewhere like temple called Rock of Eternity. And there from a wizard, he got his superpowers and became Shazam. So Shazam is actually a 15-year-old boy, but from outside he looks like a complete grown-up man. And after becoming a superhero, Billy Batson thought his life changed, like his life became full of merriment, like this dialogue.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy, but now I realize it's a comedy.
Okay. On the other hand, there is a strong supervillain who also has a severe family issue and he owns and controls 7 deadly sins, namely pride, greed, lust, wrath, sloth, gluttony, and envy. So it's a superhero movie and we have a superhero, we have a supervillain. Now you do your math. The character of Shazam in this film is played by Zachary Levi, who I am not going to say a great choice, but also I must agree that he did a beautiful job portraying this character this way. As I have already mentioned earlier that Shazam is nothing but a child or a teenage boy confined in a grown-up muscular human body. So it's very tough actually to establish this kind of character, and Zachary Levi as Shazam is incredibly fun to watch. On the other hand, we have strong villain, and in this role we have Mark Strong. Mark Strong is a veteran actor and he always does some good. Asher Angel as 15 years old Billy Batson is not bad, not great. He is quite okay. But I have to say one name, and he is Jack Dylan Grazer, who played the foster brother or friend of Billy Batson, who belongs to the same family, and he is just a scene stealer. The way he moved, the way he talked, really he delivered a real solid performance throughout this film. And he reminded me of the Dr. House from House MD, because they share some similar characteristics. Like both of them use crutch, both of them got dry humor, both of them speak a lot and no one likes them. And apart from House MD, there are also some other references of some other popular television series like Game of Thrones or Sherlock Holmes, with pun intended. The script of this movie is exquisitely humorous. I would say if you miss out this movie, it's your loss. It's basically the script and the tight screenplay that made the whole movie a must-watch. The background music and the songs used in this film are so elegantly placed and blended with each and every shots that you might murmur while watching the film, wow, how perfect. Camera work was also stunning, but I think the climax scenes could have been better. Compared to the whole package of the fun and action-packed film, climax seems little softer. Otherwise, this film directed by David F. Sandberg is eerily delicious. David F. Sandberg, who is actually known for making horror films like Lights Out or Annabelle Creation, has directed Shazam, and he did a commendable job. There is one thing I almost forgot to tell you, that how a 15 years old boy named Billy Batson transforms himself into a grown-up muscular human superhero. All it takes to shout saying the single magical word, Shazam. And likewise, right now I am going to say 3 magical words. Like, share and subscribe. Bye. Lights out.